Now whenever you're doing plumbing with garden ponds, if you're not using hard pipe PVC that glues in and you're using threaded stuff, you want to make sure that you've got Teflon tape. Teflon tape's your best friend for anything threaded because it lubricates the threads. You can get your fittings tighter. It's going to keep them from leaking. Now one of the biggest misconceptions is that you can put Teflon tape on anyway as long as it's on the threads. It's good. That's wrong. If you put it on the wrong way when you're threading the fitting together, it's going to unthread the tape more or less. So you want to make sure you got it going on opposite the way you're spinning. Also, there's another myth. More Teflon tape is better. False. You don't need that much Teflon tape. A couple spins is going to do it. If you put too much on there, you're not going to be able to run your fittings up tight and you're going to end up with leaks. Now with this system here, I've been doing this long enough, I know that once I put this all together, I'm done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this on the bottom here and just wrap my tape around just like that. And anybody can do this. I've had my 8-year-old cousin do a lot of it for me. And all you got to do is wrap it around. Now if you look, the end of the tape is facing this way, which is what you want, because when we thread our fitting on this way, it's going with the tape. And that way we're not spinning the tape off. So we're just going to take our fitting, and as you can see, we just did 2 or 3 wraps. That's all we're going to need. We're going to snug this up by hand. No tools are required. These are tapered threads, so when they're tight, they're tight. Usually you don't need to go crazy with a pipe wrench or anything like that. Now we've got a little manifold we've made here. We're going to do the same thing and just spin this guy on here just like that. Nothing crazy. We're going just like that, and then we're going to go ahead, thread this in there, and again, once we get it tight, we get it tight. Now we're using a 90 here because we don't want our hose coming way around and wrapping around. We want a nice, good, tight radius, which some would argue you're going to lose flow, and they're not lying, you are going to lose flow, but my guess is that it's going to be not enough to worry about. So we're just going to wrap this on just like we've done before, just like that. That's about all we're going to need. Just a little bit of tape. Go ahead and seal. We're going to thread this on, and like I said, with any threaded connection that's out of the water, you want to do that. A lot of folks doing plumbing that's going to be under the water in their pond, they want to Teflon it up, and really it's not necessary. One, if it leaks, where's it going to go? Nowhere in the pond. And two, if it does leak, it's going to be so insignificant, you're probably not even going to know it. And it might actually be better off, because in the event you would spring a leak in the plumbing outside the pond, you might not drain the whole thing. So we're just going to wrap this fitting here again, call it good. We're going to thread this on here. Now with this flexible type hose, it's designed for the homeowner just to be able to put the hose on there and clamp it. Boy, you'd think I never threaded a fitting before. There we go. Getting it started. You want to make sure they're not cross-threaded, that everything threads fairly easily. Now, we're going to get this good and tight on here. That way, again, we don't have to redo anything. I'm not a big fan of redoing anything. And you can see the whole nipple spinning, which is fine. We're going to let that run in and get good and tight. Just like that. Now, these are designed, you just put this on here, clamp it and go. But usually, when you do it that way, it's going to leak. So what we're going to do is get a layer of Teflon tape. Now when it's not threaded, it doesn't matter which way you wind it. We're just going to put some tape on here to kind of build this up a little bit, so we've got a super snug connection, a super snug fit with the hose, and then when we clamp it, it's going to go ahead and stay. Joe, why don't you toss me a clamp there, buddy? Let's get this thing clamped down. And we're going to, that's good and tight now. And of course I should have put the clamp on first. That was kind of silly. So we'll just pull this off. Now these hoses, they're made so that when you push them on, they're on. You're almost going to have to turn them as you pull off to get them off. Now we're just going to take this and we got a ratchet. Most of your hose clamps are 5/16. Very rarely are they anything but that. We're just going to use this ratchet, snug this guy right up, just like so. It'll start getting tight here. We're going to go around with it. There we go. Now you notice my hose clamp's not totally squared up. We're going to square it up in the ridges there. It's kind of tough with this corrugated hose, but the corrugated hose is a lot better than the flat, because the flat hose always wants to collapse, and whenever you go and try and make a turn with it, it'll want to collapse on you. It restricts your pump. You can't stack rocks on it. Now we're good and tight. We're not going anywhere. That's a good connection. We're going to do the other one the same way. Stay tuned for more.